Hi, everybody. Welcome to week 4 science. Let me fix the screen. Hold on. Okay, it's a little better. All right, so here's the overview for what we're going to do this week. So the first thing you need to do is watch the weekly overview video that goes over all of your assignments. Right now, you're watching the instructional video, which is task 2. And then you need to do the weekly discussion questions and then your weekly assessment. Please remember you're doing all of these tasks. This is how I get your grade. So I have lots of people right now that just have a 0 because they haven't completed all of these tasks for each week. All right, so our standard that we're going to work on is 4.L.16.4, which is compare and contrast the major stages and the life cycles of Florida plants and animals, such as those that undergo incomplete or complete metamorphosis and flowering and non-flowering seed-bearing plants. Okay, so we're going to do some review questions throughout this video. So the first question, many animals absorb nutrients through their stomachs. Plants also absorb nutrients. Which part of a plant functions most like the digestive system of animals? So think, if they're absorbing nutrients, they get their nutrients from the ground, so need to be underground. So let's think about this. A, petal. Well, I know the petal's at the top, so that's probably not how they're absorbing nutrients. B, root. So the roots go under the ground, so maybe that's the answer. C, leaf. Again, a leaf is on the outside at the top of the plant, so it's probably not where they're getting the nutrients. And then D, the flower, also outside of on the outside of the ground. All right, so the answer would be B, root. So remember, the roots go under the ground. That's where they get all their nutrients and they absorb it from the soil. Okay, I don't know if this is going to work. You may not be able to hear it, but you'll be able to see it. So this kind of shows the life cycle of a bean seed. So if you're in class, we're going to do this in class with a baggie. If you're not in class, then if you would like to do this at home, all you need is a baggie, some type of a bean, paper towel, and some water, and some sunlight. So you can see how the plant is growing. So if you're in class, we're going to be doing this week, and we're going to be recording our observations each day. So if you're at home and you want to do that experiment, these are the materials that you're going to need. So you need a baggie, some type of a bean. We're going to use pinto beans in the classroom, paper towel, and it's just a spray bottle for holding water. You honestly could just take some water and kind of like flick it off your hands into the baggie. You don't want to put too much in there because then it will kind of like drown the plant. So just a little, enough water to get it moist. I mean, it does need to have sunlight, so you can move it in and out of the sunlight. You don't want it in the direct sunlight, all day, but it does need to get some sunlight during the day. So if you are at home in your science journal that you picked up, you're going to write for day 1, you're going to write planting the bean seed. You don't really need to write the equipment down that we're going to use as our materials. If you want to, you can. And then the beginning steps, you could write down how you're preparing your experiment. So you're going to put the bean and the paper towel in the bag with the moist paper towel. And then each day, you're going to record the changes that you see and then draw a picture next to it. So I'll remind you of that at the end of each day. So if you want to click on this video, I'm going to actually upload it onto Schoology, so you can actually just go to that. But this is the video. If you do click on this link, you will be able to watch the video. If you can't click on the link, you should be able to just like type it in, or like I said, I'm going to post it on Schoology. But you do need to watch this video. This video is what's going to give you the majority of your information about animal and plant life cycles. So once you're done watching that video, you're going to go on to Schoology and you're going to do these 3 discussion questions. So you're going to answer each of these 3 questions. So that means you should have at least 3 sentences as your answer, 1 for each question. At least, you can have more. Okay, our next athletics question. Which of the following is not an inherited characteristic? So remember, inherited means that it's passed down from your mom or your dad. And I use the example, and with me, my eyes are green. My dad has green eyes, and so I got my green eyes from my dad. That's an inherited trait. And my dad has blonde hair. My mom has brown hair. I have blonde hair, so I got that. That is an inherited trait from my dad. So let's think about that. Inherited is something that you got from your parents. So which one is not an inherited characteristic? A, eye color. B, Spanish language. C, diabetes, which is like a disease. Or D, small bone structure. So I know your bones, it's when you're born, so that's probably going to come from your parents. Diabetes is a hereditary disease. That means that it's kind of passed from one generation to the next. And then eye color, we just talked about that. I got my eye color from my dad. So B, Spanish language. When you're born, you don't have a language. You're not born with a language. You learn that language from your family. So Spanish language you are not born with, so that is not an inherited characteristic. So the answer is B. Okay, if you would like to go to this is optional. This is not, you don't have to do this, but you can click on this link and go to the Brain Pop. It is going to teach you about the plant life cycles. Actually, you do need to go to this, and I will put the link on Schoology. Okay, so I want you to look at your bean plant. If you are at school, you're going to take a look at your bean plant. In your science journal, you're going to put today's date, and you're going to record in at least 2 sentences any changes that you noticed with your bean plant, and then you're going to draw a picture of what your bean plant looks like today. Okay, next question. 2 plants were growing near each other in a field. One plant was growing next to a river where the soil was damp, and the other was growing on a dry patch of land. After a 2-week drought, the plant near the river was still alive, but the other plant had died. Why did the plant on the dry patch of land die? A, lack of sunlight. B, lack of fertilizer. C, lack of water. D, lack of soil. So we just talked about with the roots going down into the ground, they need to absorb nutrients, and part of that they need water to be able to survive. So the plant that was farther away from the river died because it had a lack of water. Okay, so the next couple slides are all going to be examples of life cycles. So this is the life cycle of a chicken. So all living things have a life cycle, but they all have different names for those stages of life. So if you think about humans, for example, we're a baby in our mom's belly. It's called a fetus. We're in the belly. And then we're born and we're a baby. Then we are a child, then a teenager, then an adult, and then an elderly person, and then that's our life cycle. So now let's think about the life cycle of a chicken. So the life cycle of a chicken, they start as an egg, then they hatch out of their egg, then they're a little baby chick, and then they turn into an adult chicken. The next one, butterfly. Butterfly starts out as eggs, then it becomes a caterpillar, then it becomes a chrysalis, then it becomes an adult butterfly. All right, the life cycle of a frog. So starts as eggs, then it becomes a tadpole with legs, then it becomes a froglet, then it becomes an adult. Oh, hold on. All right, life cycle of a plant. We're going to be able to observe this with our bean plant. I'm so excited. So we have, it starts as a seed, which we're going to have our little bean in our bag. Then it starts as a, I don't know how to pronounce this, cotyledon, I don't know. And then it goes to a seedling, and then an adult plant, and then there's flowers that come off the adult plant. The next one is an avocado. So I actually didn't know this. I didn't know avocados actually flower. So it starts as a seed, then it as a seedling, then it becomes an adult plant, and then there's flowers that come onto the adult plant. All right, so the next thing you're going to do is click on this link. You're going to do this brain pop. This brain pop is the butterfly life cycle. If you need the password, let me know. All right, so and then I want you to watch this next video. I don't know if you're gonna, if I click on the play button, if you're gonna be able to hear it. This is really important though. It shows you more examples about the animal life cycle. So you do, if you click on this and it doesn't work, if you go to this link down here, you'll be able to get to the video. I will put all the links for the videos on Schoology in the week 4 folder. All right, we have a little practice Kahoot. I'll put that link in Schoology. Okay, so at this time, so this is happening after several days. So right now we're, I think, on day 3. I want you to go look at your bean plant, record what changes you see, and then draw a picture of your bean plant. If you're watching all of this in one day, each day you should be doing this. Okay, so the last thing you're gonna do is the weekly assessment on Schoology. So please, please, please make sure you're doing this and you're doing a good job. This is where your report card grades are coming from. Right now, our science grades are not so hot. So let's, as a class, so let's make sure we're paying attention during these videos. We're doing all of our work on Schoology. This is how you're going to be getting a grade for science. So you're going to go to weekly assessment graded. And then if you get the questions read, there is another one on there that says weekly assessment oral presentation. All right, if you have any questions, let me know. Please make sure that you do all of your tasks on Schoology and you visit those videos. Those videos are extremely important. All right, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.